all my beauty products were gone and I had to start over. And it happened to be like right now during the Nordstrom Anniversary Sale. What beauty products would I go and buy? That's what today's video is all about. Welcome back, everyone. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine and she was telling me that she's never shopped the Nordstrom Anniversary Sale. I know, shocking. Not everyone is as obsessed with fashion and beauty as I am. So, which I know. I sometimes forget. And I think those of you out there who are also obsessed with fashion and beauty, if there's anything wrong with that, forget it as well. And sometimes I put together these videos with the assumption that there are certain things that you all are aware of. And that's a dangerous thing to do. We all know what happens when you assume. And it's true for any field. There are many things that I talk about here in beauty and fashion, and I say things and I don't necessarily think to myself, okay, well, what if somebody's never used makeup before? What if somebody's never gone into a Nordstrom? So I thought today I would do a 101 beauty products that I would go pick up. Like right now, the Nordstrom Anniversary Sale is live to everyone as of today. And what would I recommend? What would I say to people going in for their first time and thinking, I have nothing. I need to put together like a best of beauty list. So it's going to be simple. It's going to be easy, hopefully. And if you have any questions, of course, put them in the comments below or DM me. So let's start with skincare. Skincare is where I would start, guys. Skincare is the most essential thing in addition to sleep and water. And I can't help you with either one of those things. And there's actually a lot of good skincare sets as part of the Nordstrom Anniversary Sale. I am not an esthetician. I did not go to medical school, went to law school. I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Jennifer and I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago. And here on my channel, we do all things luxury, accessible luxury, high-end luxury. And I would love it if you go down and hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me and I would love to have you part of this amazing community. As a makeup artist, I can tell you that even back in my day, you always did skin prep. Always. It's essential to having a good look. So if I were going to go in today and I never shopped at Nordstrom before, I would go with skincare. If you have, you're going to have a budget. We all have a budget. You can't buy everything. Focus on the skincare first because it will make a huge difference in everything else that you use. There is a lot of good skincare that's part of the sale, and they're things that I would pick up anyway. The first thing is this Guerlain watery oil. I'm wearing this today. I've been wearing this for years, 10 years. I don't even know. This is a product that is wildly underrated. People forget about it. I forget about it. It's a serum. So it's really meant as skincare, but I use it as a primer. You put it on your skin, it instantly plumps and like saturates your skin, hydrates your skin. It makes your skin look healthier. You can use it as skincare. You can use it every single day as your serum if you choose to do so. As a primer for makeup, it just makes you look better. Here's the one caveat. If you are very oily, this might not be something you like because it is literally a watery oil. It does sink in, it does absorb, but if your skin is really oily, maybe you're looking for something mattifying. Second thing I would recommend, Augustus butter. Here's the caveat about Augustus butter. The Augustus butter products are some of the best products on the market for what it is they do. And I would say they're moisturizers. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't used other products from them, but the moisturizers are exceptional, but they're incredibly expensive. During the sale though, there's one that's a cream jumbo that's $565 usually, that's on sale for $423. That's a significant savings. And if I didn't have so much skincare sent to me at this point, that's what I would buy. Because I generally will not spend $565. I just won't on one item for skincare. But if I didn't have anything else, that's where I'd put it because now it's $424. It is incredibly moisturizing and hydrating, and it's the rich cream. So this is like a thicker, rich cream. If your skin is oily, you don't want it. They also have the hydrogel face masks. I am buying these. These are the 6-pack face masks. They're excellent. Again, hydrating, but excellent. The 111 skin masks, they have a multi-pack. Those are excellent. And there's different ones in there so you can try which one works best for you at a really good price point. I have been using 111 skin again. A very long time. I'm old. To 15 years? I don't know. The ones that I like the best are the purple and blue ones. I don't remember names anymore, guys. Sorry. My brain has lost its estrogen. Words are gone. But the colors are there and I'll have it on the screen or in the links below. They really are worth picking up. I promise you I wear them. I use them all the time, especially on planes, but They're my favorite. I always buy this set. The Chantecaille Rice and Geranium Cleanser Duo. This is $98 during the sale. It's $152 usually. I've been using, again, this foaming cleanser forever. Now this cleanser will work better for people who have like normal, oily, or dry skin. If you have extremely dry skin, I never recommend like foaming cleansers because they can be too drying, but I use them and I'm fine. I don't use this one every day though, because I do find anytime I use a foaming cleanser for more than like, I can use it like, you know, twice a week, or I can use it in the summer, but like it can dry out my skin, especially in the winter. The Chantecaille is pretty good, but I have really dry skin. There are a couple of serums in addition. I mean, the watery oil is technically a serum, but there's a couple of serums I would suggest. Dr. Diamond's Medicine, 8th Day, Angela Kalia, and True Botanicals. Let me break it down for you. The Dr. Diamond Medicine and the 8th Day are very advanced, they have a lot of different actives in them. The 8th Day is even stronger than the Dr. Diamond Medicine. If you're somebody who's more familiar with skincare and you know what works for you and what doesn't, like, and you have more experienced skin, those are the two I would recommend. I really love them both, and I think they're excellent. The 8th Day is more comprehensive. I see more change with it, but you have to, like, for me with sensitive skin, I like started using it like once a week and then twice a week. Like I never had a reaction to it, but it is stronger. So just something to keep in mind. The Angela Kalia is a new brand to me. They're not new, but they're a new brand to me, and I have started using their serum. And I have to say, I've been very impressed so far. I haven't used it long enough to be able to tell you is like, what would I pick between 8th Day and Dr. Diamond and then Angela Kalia. But the thing I would say about this product, so usually they're very expensive. Usually it's $650 for the duo that's on the sale, and during the sale it's $435. If you've tried other serums and you haven't really seen a lot of change and you're looking for something more advanced that you want to try, this one, I have to say, from what I've seen thus far, only 4 weeks, it does seem to improve the brightness and the radiance of my skin. It has not irritated my skin, and it does seem to work extremely well. It's supposed to strengthen the skin barrier. I can't guarantee, I can't prove that right now. It also has an extract in here that's clinically 10 times more hydrating than hyaluronic acid, so it's good for that. Are peptides and other types of growth factors in here that could be irritating to your skin if you're highly sensitive? I'm not saying dry, sensitive to something you haven't used before. That's why the formula in here is actually very new. So I would just caution you, if you've never, like we're talking about, you might not have used these types of things before, that would make me, I would be more concerned about that. The one I would use is the True Botanicals. If your skin is really sensitive, it has this thing called tubula in it. I like just saying it. And anybody who has sensitive skin, redness in your skin, True Botanicals is a great brand. It's not hyped, it's not sexy, but it works. Like, it's exceptionally good. There are a couple of other products that I'll make sure I have, again, on the screen or linked below, and you can always ask me questions, but I don't want to make this incredibly long. I want to make this relatively short and simple. The Amora Visa spray, Queen of Hungary spray. I'm telling you, I've been saying it for I don't know how long now. This mist is different than other mists. It's special. It works extremely well. It's comforting. It makes you feel, I feel like, and this is a personal statement, okay? This is not scientific in any way. I feel like it lowers my cortisol. Like I spray it on, my skin does look better. It looks like less red, it soothes, all those things. My makeup looks better. But I feel like there's something in the spray. There's a scent in the spray that is instantly calming. Let's do makeup. There are a number of great brands at Nordstrom. Pretty much any brand you can think of. I shouldn't say any brand. Most of the major brands are at Nordstrom. And I talk about these endlessly, but I don't really get to the beginnings of why I like different brands very often. So let me break it down for you for the ones that are on sale right now. Clé de Peau is what I have on my face right now. This is the Clé de Peau Radiant Cream Foundation. I have this in B10. And I also noticed that the foundation is on sale, which is an extremely expensive foundation. And I do have it because I love it and I wear it in the winter. But I want to explain something about Clé de Peau. Clé de Peau is the, quote, luxury brand from Shiseido. They are the same brand. They are the same. They're in the same place, the same factory. The people that make Shiseido, the Shiseido company, makes Clé de Peau. 22 years ago, when I actually started making money, I bought the entire skincare line from Clé de Peau. I went into Neiman's. I remember the day I did it. And I spent, and I think at the time it was like $1,000, which at the time was it's still a lot of money, but you know, everything's ridiculously expensive today. I still stand by the Clé de Peau line. I think it's extremely good. And there's a lot of things from Clé de Peau skincare that I would recommend. But I started using their products over the years, and I can tell you that there are very few brands that are as concerned with your skin and the ingredients in the products as Clé de Peau. They are exceptionally careful about how they make their products, how they market their products, the ingredients in their products, and how they test their products on a multitude of people's skins and ages. So I would say the Clé de Peau sets that are on sale. There's this, I think this foundation's on sale. This foundation's on sale. If you're looking for a really good medium coverage foundation, this one, I don't wear this one as much now because I don't really wear foundation anymore. I wear a tinted, you know, maybe something that's like a beauty perfector. I practically don't wear anything that has any coverage anymore. But that's not to say many of you out there don't. Just because I don't doesn't mean you don't, which is, again, the purpose of this video. This foundation is exceptionally good. It has great coverage. It's really smoothing. It's blurring. It gives you great coverage. It's hydrating. It works on people who have dry skin and normal skin. I think it would work if you have semi-oily skin. If you're super oily, maybe not the product you're looking for, but Clé de Peau does have a matte foundation as well. And it's exceptional in the quality and the ingredients that are in the product, and it's definitely worth trying. I would go into store to try the colors. I wear B10 in Clé de Peau. I think it's pretty close to perfect. It's not exact, but it's close. If you're somebody looking for a luxury experience in your foundation, and you actually want something with a little less coverage, believe it or not, it's the foundation. Now you can see the colors are very different in these two foundations, and they're the same color. They're both B10. So this is what I'm talking about when I say go into store, try them on. This is, or get your SA to send you samples. So this is B10 and this is B10. Fascinating, right? I mean, and that's the same line. What I would tell you about the foundation is it's an incredibly hydrating foundation. This I've had for years. Don't keep your foundations for years. Well, I could do it if I want to because it's my face. But this is extremely expensive. It's on sale during the Nordstrom Anniversary Sale. It's one of the best foundations on the market if you have dry skin. It's phenomenally good. And it does give you coverage. It is a foundation, but it's dewy and glowy and beautiful and hydrating, and it never irritates my skin. And it does make you look better. Again, it actually has a little less coverage, in my opinion, than the Radiant Cream Foundation. I think it's actually a little sheerer, but it still gives you coverage. And it's one of my foundations that I pull out in the winter and wear it like all the time. Saint Laurent eyeshadows. Saint Laurent has a set in the sale that has Over Brune in it, which is one of the best neutral eyeshadow palettes to be introduced in a very long time. The thing about this Saint Laurent shadows, guys, is they are relatively inexpensive. They have a phenomenal formula. They work on practically anyone. They're easy to blend. The shades are curated in such a way that you always know what you're going to get. The Over Brune, like I said, in the set is phenomenally good. Like, it's just a great neutral. You can make lots of different looks with it. It always looks nice. It always goes with your outfit because it's a neutral. And I love the formula. The only thing that can be a little tricky with some of the Saint Laurents is the sparkle shade that's in there. I tend to use my finger, or I use a synthetic brush or a Klinsky brush to put them on. Happy to talk through what that actually means. put them in the comments below or DM me. But you don't want a really fluffy brush. That's the bottom line, because the sparkle will kind of go everywhere. But it looks beautiful, and it's really easy for you to use. If you're a beginner in using makeup, Saint Laurent quads are an excellent way to go. The quality is exceptional, and for the price, I think it's very hard to beat. They also have a set with the blushes, and this shade in particular, 44. Great shade, works on everyone. It's just really pretty, kind of, it's like a golden shimmery pink. It's a great shade. You can build it up. These are excellent on all skin types. I've never seen anybody who had a problem with the Saint Laurent blushes. They're exceptionally good. I've gone on about them for years, and so I forget to like talk about why. But they have this technology in them that sort of sweeps over the skin, but then sinks in and doesn't accentuate texture. It doesn't age you. It's not flat. It's not a flat blush. Now, if you are looking for a matte shade, that's not one. And if you like a very matte, flat look, the Saint Laurent blushes aren't going to give you that, because all of them, even the ones that are matte, have this little bit of radiance, which I appreciate at my age, because I think they make the skin look healthier. I also think they're really easy to apply. Some blushes can be a little tricky. They can be a little finicky. You need a different brush. These you can put on with any brush of any kind, and I think you'll be pretty happy. Talking about brushes, and I've been talking about brushes for a little while now, there are two types of brushes during the anniversary sale that are worth picking up. One are the BK Beauty brushes. I particularly like the Angie Hot and Flashy brushes. I think these are great, but I do have like every BK Beauty brush that's ever existed. If you don't know who BK Beauty is and you've never heard of the brand, these are synthetic brushes. BK Beauty is a brand that started, there's a lovely woman in Texas that created the brand. She's been working on these, out of her, she did it out of her living room or her garage first, and has grown. And she's a lovely person, and somebody who I've actually gotten to meet, which is great. It's one of the best parts of this job. You get to meet amazing people. And BK Beauty stands by what they create. These brushes are exceptionally good. I use them all the time. Guys, if you saw and maybe I'll take a picture so you can understand what I'm talking about. I have every option in the world. I have every brush I could possibly, there's really not a brush that you could name that isn't in front of me somewhere. And I often find myself reaching for these. So if you're looking for good, basic, I need to get something that I can use every day that's going to work with a lot of products, and you want a reasonable price point, the BK Beauties, that's a great way to go. Now, if you're still talking about along this line of, well, I've used some brushes and I want to add to my brushes and that kind of thing, Hourglass actually has amazing synthetic brushes, which always surprises me, because it's not something anyone ever talks, or at least I don't notice anyone talking about it. I like the Hourglass product. In fact, I love some of the Hourglass products, and the brushes are exceptional. There's a couple of sets during the sale that I would pick up if I didn't already own them. These are great. They work on everyone. Again, it's from a makeup artist point of view. If you go into the store and you buy the Hourglass brushes, or you buy the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy and the other BK Beauty ones, but I want to stand by these because these are the ones I use the most. I think I could put a promise behind this and say, I don't know anyone who would be unhappy with their purchase, which is saying a lot, because everybody's always unhappy with something. But it's a pretty sure bet that you're going to be happy with these brushes, and you're going to use them all the time. And the price usually is I think, extremely fair, but during the sale, it's even better. So those are the ones I would recommend for you guys. Going into Nordstrom first time, or you don't have any beauty products, that's the place to start. Liners. There's a lot of great brands. There's a lot of great liners. Chantecaille has some, and parts of sets that I love the Chantecaille liners. In fact, they're coming out with a new color, which I'm very excited about. But I have to say, the best set that I see, again, you have nothing, you're like, I need, the Victoria Beckham set is the best one on there. And here's why. This shade is a shade called Smoky Quartz, which is included in the set. There's 5 shades in the set. I'll make sure it's down below. But the shades that are in that set are all the shades that you could possibly need. I have a lot more, so many more. But like you're a normal person. I'm calling myself not normal, but a normal person does not need 200 shades of eyeliner. You don't. You need 5. You need a black, you need a brown, you need a green, you need a blue, and a purple. I mean, and then when you start getting into, you'd like a gray, you'd like a taupe, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you can go down the line and add more like specific and nuanced about all of these things. But at the core, if you're going in to buy, you have nothing and you have a budget, which we all do. The 5 shades, and I think it's 5, that are in the Victoria Beckham set are all exceptional shades. The liners are the smoothest liners you'll ever use. You put them on and you can like smudge them out. You can even make eyeshadow out of them. And they don't budge once they're on. Now, they're not waterproof or smudge proof in the sense like the Chanel ones that I've talked about before. If you never watched me, you have no idea what I'm saying right now, but they're the Chanel waterproof stylo liners. Those don't move. They will not come off your eyes. But they will be pretty smudge proof and they will work for like 80% of the people what you want. And the most important thing I'd say about them, if you have ever had a tug on your eye, you will not have to tug with these. They glide effortlessly and they're beautiful. There are a couple liners in the sale, like a part of sets, but the ones that I actually would recommend, and I know I'm a luxury, generally I focus on luxury, but when I say luxury, I mean things that work for you. Like true luxury is that you don't have to work for it. Like true luxury is it just works. It's just easy for you. It makes your life easier, makes your life better. The MAC liners, there's 2 sets. There's I think it's called Neutral and Pink. Neutral and Natural and Pink. I don't remember, but I'm buying them both. I really am. Each one's $33. I'm going to buy them both. And there's one shade in there called Whirl, and the other one is, I don't know. I'll put it down below. And I have it in my shop with me, my vlog that I did, Nordstrom shopping. And I wasn't going to buy these until I went into store and I, to be honest, remembered. I was like, oh yeah, I love these. This liner, the pencils in MAC, this one's an older one and it's actually quite a bit drier than the newer ones. The newer ones are much smoother, but they are pencils that will tug a little if you have a drier skin. The flip side of that is they don't move because they're old school pencils. So once you get them on your lips, they're on your lips. They're not going anywhere. The satin lipsticks that accompany the shades in the sets are, in my opinion, both very 90s, which I was in my 20s in the 90s, guys. They were good years. So I'm happy to relive them. The Tom Ford lipsticks. This is Sable Smoke, and I put it on today and I was sad to realize that it's got that it's starting to get that crayon smell. Is it crayon? I can never really, it's a smell which basically means your lipstick's starting to go. So I'm gonna have to buy another one, which is sad because there's a lot left in this lipstick. Now, why is that? Are you gonna be like, well, Jennifer, you're not using it. Why would you recommend it? It's not that. It's just that I have hundreds of lipsticks now, truly. So really what I should buy are the Tom Ford little ones that are in the set. They're part of the sale because it is almost impossible for me to make it through a whole lipstick. If you ever see me make it through a whole lipstick, an entire lipstick, you will know that that lipstick is one of the most exceptional lipsticks that's ever been created, and you should buy it immediately. Because even the Sable Smoke I've been wearing for 20 years. No, has it been 20 years? It could be that long. This is one of the like original shades that Tom Ford did. It's just a great shade. It kind of works on everyone. It's a good neutral. And I couldn't even make it through this one because I just have so many lipsticks. So this set that Tom Ford has with this shade in it, absolutely worth buying. Mascara. The Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize. There's a duo for sale. This is a great mascara for anyone who likes a volumizing mascara. It's got the curved brush. I love a curved brush. The one that, like, this works really well for me. I have thick lashes. I have long lashes. I don't feel like it flakes. I don't feel like it's, difficult to use. I don't feel like it clumps. I think it lengthens. I think it volumizes. I really love this mascara. The other thing I like about this mascara, listen. Well, you can't really hear it. But I was like, oh, listen. I'll put in a click sound. It clicks. There's a click closure. The biggest problem with mascara is it dries out. because you're just always opening it and air gets in and it dries out. The little click to close it, that actually does make a huge difference. Again, you shouldn't use it really past 6 months, but I have had that one a little longer than that and it actually works just fine. So I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. I love that mascara. I've loved it since it came out. The other mascara is the Saint Laurent mascara. There's a duo set, and that one, I also really like that mascara, but that mascara, the Lash Clash, the one they have is not the volumizing Lash Clash, it's the lengthening. There's 2 different versions. And so the one that's in the sale is more of a lengthening. I still really like it. In fact, I use it all the time, but it's for a different purpose. So if I would say if you like volumizing, this one, and then if you like lengthening, I would go with the Saint Laurent Lash Clash.
Oh, now how I forgot the Chantecaille. The longest lash mascara I've been using for years. It's great for everyone. It's good for your eyelashes. It has peptides in it. It's lengthening. It's volumizing. It doesn't clump. It's an amazing mascara and definitely worth picking up for anyone, but especially someone who doesn't have anything else in their collection yet.
Bronzers and highlighters. I did not see any in the sale that I personally would be like, yes, that's what you should buy. Like for you have nothing and you should go, I didn't see any. There are products that I would recommend that are a more decent price point. One of them being NARS, which is what I have on today. NARS is a product that's been around, a brand that's been around for a long time. This bronzer is Laguna 00, so it's like the latest bronzer they have. The products have changed because they took out talc, but NARS actually did a really good job when they took out talc compared to some other brands that took out talc. And the bronzer is creamy, doesn't accentuate texture, looks good on the skin. It settles in a nice way. It doesn't break up over time, and the price point is very reasonable. So I would tell you, again, like we're going from the I have nothing, I'm just going in and I've never bought makeup before types of perspectives. That's one of the ones that I would recommend if I was showing you through the store personally. Dior also has their Forever Skin Bronzer, which is a stick. I think that's exceptionally good for people who have drier skin. I don't necessarily think it's exceptionally good for people who have really oily skin. I don't have really oily skin, so I don't know. But it's so moisturizing and emollient that I would wonder that maybe your oils would break it down. Just saying. Gucci has one of the best bronzing powders on the market, but Gucci is more expensive at $65. Even the Dior stick is $52. So like, again, we're starting from, you haven't bought things before. The Laguna NARS product is, I think it's $44. Yeah, it's $44. They also have a really tiny size, but the really tiny size is always sold out. I don't know why, but it is. There's a 0.12 ounce one, which is $21. If you can find it in store, buy that because again, minis are great especially when you're starting out, but it's always sold out. In fact, it's sold out online right now. The 0.38 ounce one, which is like the average size, that's $44. So it's still a great price point. And guys, there's 5 left of 00. 5. And I don't do this to hype up. Look, I appreciate when you shop through my links. I really do. It makes it possible for me to continue here on YouTube because as you might not know, YouTube does not pay us at all. That's not how content creators get paid. So I really do appreciate when you shop through my links, but I'm not going to recommend something that isn't exceptional. That isn't something you're going to love, or at least most of you will love. That's not how I roll. So yeah, the NARS is excellent. Laura Mercier also has one that's really good. It's $42. It has a duo. One side is matte and then the other side has like a radiance to it. I do like that in the lightest shade, and that's $42. That one's good. Dolce & Gabbana also has one that's, again, I'm looking at like the reasonable price point thing. Hourglass is another way to go if you're looking for something that is a good price point, excellent quality and product. It's more radiant. I think Hourglass is actually, in some ways, better for a more mature skin, interestingly enough, because you might not notice how light refracting and reflecting it is unless you have older skin. Like if you're younger, I don't know if you'd even notice the nuance of it. Not because you're younger, just because your skin is different. So I'm just putting it out there. There's of course Chanel and others as well, but just putting it at this level. And then RMS, Beach Walk Betty, one of the best bronzers on the market. Honestly, talked about it before, I know. Again, but if you haven't watched me or you're not familiar with this stuff, Beach Walk Betty is like a cool toned bronzer. It looks beautiful on. It sinks right into skin. It has specifically been made for more mature skin, but it can work on anyone. The price point is exceptionally good for what you're getting. It's $38. And if I had to choose between the NARS and the Beach Walk Betty RMS, I'd say for people who want a cool tone, pinkish, a Beach Walk Betty, and for people who want more of a neutral, NARS. Now, there are a ton of perfumes, tons. And if you're someone like me who always has to have perfume, I think I always wear perfume, except on days that it's exceptionally hot. And even on those days, I usually wear like some type of body mist or something. I like perfume. There are a bunch of sets, and there's a bunch of things that you can buy. Tom Ford has things, Saint Laurent. I mean, there's so many. And there's a lot of great discovery sets. That is the way I would go. Especially since if there's one in the discovery set you really don't like, there's probably a friend or family member who does. And so you can give it to them or sell it to them if you want to. Le Labo, one of my favorite brands. Parfums du Marly has a very feminine, traditionally feminine trio set. They also have one for traditionally for men. That one's good. Kilian Paris, if you like a more boozy, so literally the Angel Share Discovery Fragrance set. That's one to check out. Byredo has an excellent travel essential set. There's 5 different ones in there. Jo Malone also has a travel set. And if you're somebody who likes more of a cologne, you're not somebody who really wears perfume, you want something a little bit lighter, Jo Malone is the way that I would go. So I hope this was helpful. And I have started to think about maybe doing a series where I talk about like what to do if it's your first time shopping at Sephora. So what do you do if it's the first time shopping for foundation? Because it's not something I really think about on a daily basis, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Because where do you start if nobody ever tells you? Because everybody just assumes you know. It makes it really hard. And I think a lot of people don't want to ask questions because they feel silly asking those questions because it should seem obvious. But I can promise you there's somebody else out there who has the exact same question. In the comments below, I'd love to hear what your questions are. There is no such thing as a silly question. They're all good questions, and hopefully I can put together some videos to answer those questions. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I hope to see you in another video really soon.